Welcome back to the Brit Oval. Play to get underway between England and the West Indies in about 15 minutes or so time. 23,000 tickets have been pre-sold here at the Brit Oval. Young and old in here alike. It's great to see so many children coming to watch cricket here at the Brit Oval. Now, Nasser and I have moved out to the middle to have a little look at this pitch. Now, it's pretty much standard fare. We always look down at these wickets. There's one over there, there's one over there. They're all the same.
It's a typical oval pitch. We have been here already this season for a domestic 2020 game, Surrey versus Hampshire. Bill, the groundsman here, says this is hard, if not harder than what he's had for 10 years here. And I think what you said to Chris Gale about they'll like that, the West Indian batsmen will like that. They like pace and bounce. If England get any width, Chris Gale will put them away in particular. They're very talented on anything short and wide. So what the England bowlers will have to do is use this breeze. There's a good breeze coming across the ground. Bowling from the pavilion end, Ryan Sidebottom will swing the ball, and bowling from the OCS stand end, James Anderson will swing the ball.
Now, you've played here for many years, and it's changed throughout your career. The big stand, the OCS stand, is the big change. But what it has done is not only increased capacity, it's brought the boundaries in. They're quite small here in places.
For the oval, I think they're 70 metres straight down the ground, 70 yards rather straight down the ground, and 75 yards across. But the key thing going across is that it's all square. All the way along here is square, which means that it's rock hard all the way along, which means it's going to be really quick outfields. I think West Indies are going to need something like 160 plus with these conditions in. It's good for batting. The only thing is swinging white ball. OK, now, so we'll leave it there. So a new era begins for England today in the one-day game, and Charles Colville has been to meet two men plotting the England revival.
The new captain and coach start their mission from a low base. 4 disappointing World Cup campaigns in a row, and of the major nations, only opponents West Indies are ranked lower than England. In the build-up to tomorrow's game, I'll be speaking to Peter Moores, but today it's Paul Collingwood's vision for the future.
It'd be great to say that we're going to win the next World Cup and the ICC trophy and things like that. I think we look a little bit closer than that at the moment. Try to get a consistency in the team. And what I mean by that is consistent performances out of the team, aggression, be positive, real positive mental frame of mind when we go out there and play, and put the put the onus on the opposition rather than the other way around. We've showed glimpses of what we can do. We can beat the best sides in the world on our day, but it hasn't been consistent. I mean, we proved that in Australia, obviously getting to the finals in the Commonwealth Bank Series and winning out there, and it proved that we can be a good one-day side. But hopefully now is the time to look to the future and get that kind of consistency in our game that we really need.
So do you want to identify a squad of 16, 20 one-day international players in England that you're going to stick with over the next 4 years and work with and make into a unit?
Well, however many it takes, to be honest. I'm not going to put a number on it, but and however long it takes. But what we need to find is the best one-day cricketers in this country to move us forward and get the mentality right as well. Get the mentality right that we want to go out there and win a World Cup. We want to go out there in Pakistan, win the ICC Champions Trophy. And these are big goals of ours, but it might take some time. But whether it takes 16, 20 people, I'm sure we'll find the best cricketers in England.
I'm interested, you've done World Cup and ICC Champions Trophy. You've left the 2020 World Championship off your list, which of course is coming up in September, the first thing you'll be challenging for. Yeah,
I mean, that's going to be it is a challenge, that, isn't it? We haven't played a hell of a lot of 2020 cricket, but hopefully we can learn quickly. We've got the best one-day cricketers in this squad at the moment, and I'm sure they'll be able to adapt to the 2020 form of game. It is a bit of fun, but we have to take it seriously and hopefully go out there and do everything what we want to do in one day is go out there, be aggressive, have a positive frame of mind and take the game to the opposition.
What one thing will you say in your team meeting at the start of the campaign that you want to see done differently from, say, during the World Cup in the Caribbean?
I think it's more of a mental attitude, is back yourself. When we've played our best cricket, we've gone out there and taken the game to the opposition and believed in ourselves. It's going out there and backing yourself. Even if it's the wrong plan at the wrong time, as long as you back yourself 100% in that plan and go out there and execute it, usually it comes off.
And what about the captaincy? Because, I mean, that's going to be a completely new experience for you, isn't it? You've not done a huge amount of it. Are you looking forward to it? And have you got plans up your sleeve which you've been thinking about overnight?
I'm not going to go out there and try to make it into rocket science or anything like that. I mean, as you say, I haven't had a lot of captaincy experience, but it is a challenge. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to have to learn very quickly. Obviously, these 2020s are coming up first, which is going to be mayhem, I guess, and that's what I've been told by every other captain. So, looking forward to them. But just go out there and try to keep it as simple as possible. And as I said, really have that kind of positive vibe in amongst the dressing room.
Okay, and if I was talking to you in a year's time from now, if we were sat here doing this interview again, a year into the Collingwood reign, what will you have achieved?
Hopefully good, consistent one-day cricket, where we're going out there with smiles on our face, enjoying the game and winning games.
And we'll be hearing from Peter Moore speaking with Charles Colville tomorrow. But Nasser and I have moved to the boundary edge. Let's talk about Paul Collingwood, new captain, and the side he leads today and for the rest of the summer in this one-day stuff. Is it about the result or the manner of the performance that you think is important?
Well, results are always important, but when you're creating something, when you're going into a new era, I think what you want to do is be tough. I think Paul Collingwood needs to be really tough. He needs to stamp his authority and then mellow a little bit later down the line so people don't take him for granted. I think what people want to see is England actually improving in one-day cricket. Historically, England have played the same one-day game time after time, not using the power plays, then crumbling in the middle order when spin comes on and being 40, 50 runs short and then not bowling straight with the ball. All these things combine to England not being a great one-day side. So what people want to see is Paul Collingwood actually making a difference. Not so much results, but make a difference to this side. Do something new. Make people play with their flair that they've got.
I guess one thing you will get from Paul Collingwood's leadership is a complete commitment to it. This side isn't going to treat one-day cricket as sort of the second cousin of the Test match boys.
And that's the bonus you get when you have a one-day specialist in charge. That's his job. He is in charge of the one-day side. But be tough, Paul, and then later on you can relax, but be tough today.
It'll be interesting to see how he goes. I think he looked really chirpy this morning or this afternoon at the toss. And he'll be leading his men out in just a few moments. It is the West Indies to bat first, England in the field. We'll be back for the live action next. Welcome back to the Brit Oval. Paul Collingwood has led his England teammates out for the first time. A proud moment for the Durham man. The familiar huddle. And we are nearly all set to go here at the Brit Oval. It's England against the West Indies, the first of two 2020 internationals. 23,000 fans sellout here in South London. Ryan Sidebottom has a touch of tonsillitis. There was some doubt as to whether he would participate in this game at all. A bit of discussion with the doctors, but he has been past fit. He's just been out in the middle warming up and loosening up. So too Stuart Broad and all the fast bowlers getting ready to perform for their captain for the very first time. A big moment for Paul Collingwood. West Indies have won the toss. They're batting first. So let's get up for the action and join our first commentators. Nick Knight is alongside David Lloyd.
Well, we're ready to rock, and this is rock and roll. 2020 cricket at the Oval. Going to be a full house. 23,000 will be packed in here tonight. West Indies have won the toss and will bat first. Those are the two teams. Both teams with lots to prove. There should be a lot of energy in this game. All sorts of things to look at in both of these sides. Ryan Sidebottom gets another go in one-day cricket. Look at Stuart Broad, exciting young talent there. Dimitri Mascarenhas finally gets a go. Of course, there's no Andrew Flintoff and no Ravi Bopara. West Indies have been rooking. Have they been rooking with the managers? Anyway, they've turned up today, and we're going to have a good game of cricket, and it will be a decent pitch. There'll be some good rockers out there. I said this is rock and roll. There'll be some old rockers. I bet a lot of you remember Wayne Fontana and the Mindbenders, T-Rex, Tempole Tudor, and all you young uns. It's all for you as well. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Franz Ferdinand, the Kaiser Chiefs, and for aficionados like my good self, the Fall, Joy Division and New Order. I've got an old classic alongside me. Very good evening to Nick Knight.
I don't know how to follow that up with that. I think I'll just let you get on with it. I'll concentrate on the cricket, you do that. What about that?
What about those aficionado groups? The Fall, Joy Division, New Order.
New Order, I've heard of New Order. That's it.
They're all Manchester groups, I can tell you that. I'm feeling homesick. Got a good day here at the Oval. It's been dodgy, the weather, like you've never seen in the UK for the last 10 days or so. Sun's shining down on us now. What do you think of this pitch? I think there'll be some decent pace in it.
I think so. Owe Shah before the toss, and he played a championship game here only a couple of weeks ago, and he said it was slow. Might go through with the new ball. That one certainly went through with the new ball. We did a game here, a 2020 game, only a few days ago, and that went through as well. Looks good, doesn't it?
They all look good at the Oval. Every time you come here, it looks a good pitch.
I suppose one thing to consider, Bumble, that white ball's not got long to get old, has it? So for most of the 2020 games, it stays in pretty good shape, so it gives the batsman a real chance to get hold of a relatively new white ball. The key man. Certainly been the key man in the Test matches. Got 2 gears, really. First gear in the Test match. I think 66 balls, so he can really go as well. Be his job today.
West Indies are away, just a single into the offside. Devon Smith is Gale's opening partner. He's not played 2020 cricket previously. That's his one-day career. West Indies have only ever played one 2020 game. It seemed quite an event as well. It finished up a tie and it ended up as a bowling shootout, which they lost against New Zealand. Past third slip, should reach the boundary. First boundary 4.
Well, you don't often see 3 slips in a 2020 game. I wonder if Ryan Sidebottom's thinking, should I have had a third slip? Easy in hindsight. It would have gone straight into the mid-drift of third slip. Good bowling, good areas, first ball, feeling for it. You just don't have 3 slips in 2020.
We are now. We're having 2 slips in a gully, I think. Alistair Cook has come across from square leg into third slip, well, 4th slip. Collingwood attacking. Smashed away. Second boundary of the innings. West Indies are away. 9 without loss.
This time a little bit of width offered from Sidebottom. Smith, well, he fairly crashes that away. Absolutely no chance there for Collingwood at cover.
Well, West Indies have had 1 warm-up game against the PCA Masters, which Nick captained that PCA side, and it's hardly great preparation for the West Indies to play against a load of has-beens and to turn up to play one of these. How did you go on? Did you get any? Speak.
I don't know what to say. What do you mean a load of has-beens? Well, we were actually, to be fair. We did play like that as well. We got... Well, to say we got beaten is unfair. I don't know, there's not a word to describe it. And this man, Chris Gale, took us apart. I think he got 57 off, well, he got more than that, but he got 50 off 20-odd balls or something. 73 off 30-odd balls, and well, he played quite beautifully. Old mate of all of ours up here, Dean Headley, just spoke to him on the phone, actually, only a few minutes ago. He went 1 over for 30. 3 6s and 3 4s, all to Chris Gale. So we put him in a bit of form.
They also lost to Derbyshire in a warm-up match. Lost by 50-odd runs. They were bowled out, if I remember, for 84. Anyway, the real thing here, West Indies versus England. West Indies winning the toss. There is some pace.
Pace and bounce. Real pace and bounce. More bounce than pace, but certainly enough to Well, Gale never really got into the shot, never really prepared to play the shot.
Fielding restrictions apply for the first 6 overs. Smashed over long on. I think it'll bounce and go. Yeah, just one bounce. Over long on.
Well, he's one of the best strikers in world cricket. When he gets it right, he makes the game look all so simple. Gives himself plenty of room. Wafts it straight over the top of mid-on. 1 bounce 4.
I think you do get an option on this pitch to bowl a genuine bouncer, get it in the right area. Not to bowl it too high over the batsman's head to be a wide or a no ball. Bowled it. Nick on. Anderson again. Number 1 on the sheet in the pace bowling department for England in one-day cricket. Jimmy Anderson gets 1.
Well bowled, Jimmy Anderson, the key man. Well, one of the key men. Danger man. Gale. Well, he drags it on. Held his nerve well, Jimmy Anderson. Just got hit for a big 4 with a very similar delivery. This time holding his nerve and getting in the same area, getting his reward. 5, 8, then he's 13 for 1.
Good start for England. West Indies winning the toss and batting first. One of those decisions where you've got a really good pitch, get runs on the board. It's the second over of the game. Anderson with a decent pace. Inside edge from Chris Gale. Good view here. Cleaners.
Well, trying to do the same thing, wasn't he? Just giving himself that little bit of room. Shiv Chandapur. What a test series. What a test series he's had. Must be so full of confidence coming into a one-day series. Nothing better than runs in the locker. That's a typical Chandapur shot. Little nudge around the corner, get off the mark, get down the other end.
Stuart Broad into the team. That's the end of the batting for Chris Gale. Could be devastating play. He's a lot on his plate, captain of the West Indies. He seems to be in real dispute with the board, which is sad, and board is spouting off. Just put it that way, they're spouting off. Oh, wide. Peter Hartley gives a wide. That might just upset Jimmy Anderson. He thought he'd got a good finish there. He won't say too much, Anderson. Very placid lad. And that will be 4. It's 19 for 1. They're overflowing the banks in the UK. Shocking stuff. It's thirsty, doesn't it? Thirsty day today.
Lining them up, aren't they?
Not that warm either. Chris Gale's still got his pads on there, Nick.
It's a terrible feeling, isn't it? Terrible feeling. Just got out. The one thing I would say, you were talking about Chris Gale having a lot on his mind. I mean, played against them only a couple of days ago. They were a happy bunch. I know it was only a friendly occasion. It was only a hit a bit of a hit and a giggle almost for them because it was against us old boys, but they looked a very together side. They looked a happy unit under Chris Gale. They looked in very relaxed form as well. So there may be problems within the camp, but they're certainly covering them pretty well.
Be another boundary. Boundaries are inviting here at the Oval. The rope is well in. There's 4 balls, they've all gone for 4.
What a start. Incredible. Well,
Right side bottom's been clipped through the offside a couple of times, serving up a bit of width, so he's gone a bit straighter. And he's gone too straight. This time he's gone through the leg side. It's tough opening the bowling in this form of the game. Oh, that'll be more. In the air. Fielder there. It's gone for 6. Boundary's in. Well, it's in. Only just over the top. Anderson must have thought for a minute he was in there. It looked as if it might get to him, but it's just had enough legs to get over the top. This time again, side bottom's not quite got it right yet. Again, a little bit of width for the left-hander. What about that? 22 off just 5 balls for Devon Smith. 440. Oh, a bit of normality. Come on, get on with it, lad. What is it, 4 fours at the 6 and 6 deliveries. 30 for 1, West Indies, coming to the end of the third. They're going OK. Now then, just shows you what captains think of a pitch when slips are dispersed with. Both catchers now are in front of the bat, one very square offside and one at short mid-wicket. Long leg comes up. That's fairly mandatory at this stage of an innings when you're trying to get wide fielders out on the boundary square of the wicket. Long leg always comes up. 3 overs have been bowled. It's 30 for 1. That's the way it goes as a general pattern to 2020 cricket. It's all guns blazing at the top, especially in these first 6 overs. Smith is away, 22 from 7. They're a young side. It's almost as if West Indies are starting again. It was dismal for them in that Test series, losing 3-0. So they've a chance once again on a tour of England to pick themselves up, and they're picking a lot of younger players there. Oh. Sort of a shot is that, really outrageous. I don't know how to describe that shot, apart from it was 4 and very, very effective. Very difficult to defend against. How about that? He's in good form, but taking it to the extreme. Wholesale changes now. Paul Collingwood, almost powerless in these first 6 overs, again brings fine leg inside the circle. Now there's a deep backward square leg. He's retained 1 slip and a short mid-wicket as the other catcher. You just want these 6 overs to finish as a captain. As a bowler as well, get through them. Well, isn't that just so unlucky for Anderson? Pretty good delivery, nothing wrong with the delivery, just a slice of luck for Chanderpaul this time. It's all going for him. Inside edge, nothing any of the fielders could do, nothing the keeper could do. Well, how close is that to the leg stump? I suppose there's a danger of the captain. You just keep following the ball. Well, that's it. I mean, those 2 deliveries are gone for 4, and there's not a lot wrong with them. He's done exactly what the captain wants. Pretty much both hitting the top of off stump, both gone for 4. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. No fine leg, and he meant this. Well, this is a bit of Chanderpaul that the viewers have not seen this summer. What about that for improvisation? Again, not a tremendous amount wrong with the delivery. It's all in the batsmanship. It's all in the thought process, all in the execution. Well, now the pressure's on, isn't it? 3 fours, 3 balls. Well, you can't be short. That's what we've seen. Fine leg is inside the circle. Your line has got to be absolutely spot on round about off stump. We're into that Yorker mode, I should think. Swing and a miss. Dot ball. The only thing I can think of you could do at this point is go very full, as you say there, Bumble, full and straight Yorker, but then have your field set for it. Hasn't really got a field set for that at the moment. Might want the captain there, Collingwood. He's buzzing, isn't he? He's got so much going on in his mind. First day as captain, England captain.
Fielders are moving all over the place. If he can put his fielders maybe a little bit straighter, maybe have one man back long off, hold full and straight.
He's done it again. Bowlers and fielders think that's downright cheek. West Indies bench absolutely loving it. Look at this over. 4, 4, 4, dot ball 4.
Well, it's really smart play, isn't it? Because there's bounce in the wicket. And that's all he's saying. He says, I know I've got bounce. I'm just going to go with the bounce.
Change of angle. Anderson, what can he do? Well, one thing, he's go around the wicket. He's done that. He's kept his fine leg there. He's told him, Chanderpaul, I'm going to hit you down to fine leg. Fielder stayed the same. Although Anderson changed his line, he's going to go around the wicket. Now anything that's angled from round the wicket into the body will fly down to fine leg.
Got to get the length right here, otherwise he's compounding the problem going round the wicket. Actually creating the angle for Chanderpaul. Must get it full here, otherwise, well, he's contemplating. He is bringing third man up, Ryan Sidebottom up, and long legs gone back. Now what's going to happen? Oh, he's now back over the wicket. It's all happening out there. I can't keep up with it.
He's having the run around here, Paul Collingwood. His first few overs as England captain. That's good. That's good. Just a single, but what an over. 17 from the over. It's 47 for 1 after 4 overs. Terrific start this by the West Indies.
What about that? It's on the way up as well. 17 off that last over. Sidebottom looks like he's been replaced by Broad. I suppose that's all he can do. Paul Collingwood, the New England captain, New England one-day captain. Just ring the changes. Try and create some new challenges for the batsman. Chanderpaul's in, 19 off just 9, and look at that, Devon Smith, 22 off just 7.
Well, both opening bowlers going round the park at over 10 and over. This lad has a career 2020 record. 5.31 economy, 21 years of age. A real prospect, this boy. Stuart Broad, he's got to be 6'7". He's growing by the minute. Great action, lovely action. High in the air, fielder under it. Alistair Cook, can he get there? No, he can't. Won't reach the boundary. He opts to go for the catch. Never fancied him at any stage.
Well, he never looked like he was going to get there. Never quite was going to carry to him. Plenty of height in the shot, plenty of time to get there, but it was just a bit too far away. Treading water a little bit. Never quite got there, and it's always difficult when it bounces just in front.
Pitch is outside leg stump. Well, Stuart Broad plays for Leicester Foxes in domestic county cricket, and they have been the kings of 2020. Well organised team. He has a terrific record. Some good shots here today.
Lots of emails in at the moment about the omission of Monty Panesar from the England team. I wonder if Paul Collingwood, the England captain, is right now thinking 51 for 1 or 4.3. When the 6 overs are finished, I would love to bring Monty on.
Well, the most successful bowler here, and this is an educated guess, is Nayan Doshi.
Well,
left-arm spinner for Surrey.
Yeah, and he's the first to 50 wickets, I think. I'm sure that was only the other day on Sky Sports. First to 50 wickets in 2020.
He's done it again.
And use of the bounce, isn't it? They're just using the pace and the bounce.
crying out for Yorkers. It really is. And if a Yorker turns out to be a lawful toss, it's no bad thing. But length on a pitch as good as this, players who are just looking to flirt the ball into the leg side. Fine leg's still there. He's still inside the circle.
It's thoughtful cricket. What it is thoughtful cricket. Something that hasn't always been said about the West Indies this summer. They're getting it right. At the moment, their game plans are right and they're executing them really well. They're causing a lot of problems for England.
Getting back that fine leg. He's doing it. Dimitri Mascarenhas drops back to fine leg. Alistair Cook comes up to square leg, saving one inside that 30-yard circle. Who'd be a captain? First 6 overs. High in the air, who wants it? Side bottom going backwards. Drops over his head. They come back for 2.
Come back for 2, and that's really good running. Must admit, I came into this game today thinking that England should be able to outfield the West Indies and they should be able to outrun them running between the wickets. Well, I'm not so sure anymore. They've run well so far, the West Indies. They've been really impressive in all their cricket. No, it's only coming up to 5 overs very early on in the game, but they look good.
It's 57 for 1. West Indies are storming along, 57 for 1 after 5 overs. England, another bowling change. A bit of spin into the attack. Michael Yardy. Vauxhall end. Inside this 6 overs of fielding restrictions. This is brave.
I'll let you know in an over's time if this is a good decision.
Well,
because it could go either way, couldn't it? It's the sort of time you can see him getting a wicket here, because they're throwing it to the Wolves a little bit, aren't they? Throwing it to Yardy and saying, well, we can see some rash shots coming here, because they feel they're going to have to exploit this last over of the 6. They might just create a mistake.
Hit him over his head. Plenty of room. Mid-off to mid-on. There's nobody there. He can only have 2 outside the 30-yard circle. And they're at deep backward square and at deep mid-wicket.
Well, hold on to your hats. Well bowled.
Great move. Bring him on. What do you think? What do you think after 1 ball? Brilliant move.
Yeah, great stuff.
One-man band out here, lads. One-man band.
That'll be 4.
Oh.
Pace
Right.
of the spinners now. You've got the pace from a 58 mile an hour spinner.
Yeah, take him off. 2 balls enough. No, it's a tough call, and you're right. Doshi, keep going back to him. He bowls slowly here for Surrey. That's it. Take the pace off. Make the batsman hit you. Spinners are so effective in 2020 because they take the pace off. The quicker you bowl, the easier it is to work around.
Get on that, Weed. I'll have that.
He's doing all right.
Looking at every delivery. Dot ball 4, dot ball, dot ball. Yeah, he's doing fine. Stumps have just been demolished by wicketkeeper Pryor. Thought they would look down the ground with mid-on and mid-off inside the circle, or actually on the edge of the circle. The challenge is just to go over the top. Well, this is the last delivery of the fielding restrictions now. Good finish. 6 overs, 62 for 1.
There's the team wagon wheel. You'd expect 4s, the odd 6. That's the way 2020 goes. Not too many in little singles run in the inner circle there. It's all about boundaries the first 6 overs. They've done really well. 62 off the 6. That's pretty good. I mean, it's a good wicket. Conditions. So it's not a huge score, I wouldn't have said. If England bat well in their first 6, you'd expect it to be somewhere near.
Average score here, 2020, 155. That's surprising. I thought it would have been higher than that. West Indies are going on over 10 and over. If they carry on at this rate, they'll get 207. There it is again. It should go for 4. Mascarenhas just parries it for 4. 50 partnership.
53, partnership 53 of just 27 balls. And how many of those have gone down to long leg? I suspect a good 70% of those will have done really smart play. This time it was there to hit. Stuart Broad quite getting it right. Way to go on a wicket like this with that extra pace and bounce.
High in the air, fielded down there. It's 6 again. It's over Anderson. He stood and watched it. These boundaries are in. A right smile from the bowlers. Joy for the West Indies on the bench. He fancied this, Anderson. Flies over his head.
About that for pace and bounce again. We keep saying it. Good connection and well over the top for 6. Devon Smith's on fire. 37 of just 15. And England have really got to address the way they're bowling. They're bowling with far too much width. The length has been wrong. Try and get that ball a little bit fuller. There we go again. This time he's got away with it, I think, straight to Mascarenhas. Just allowing the West Indies batsmen to get underneath the ball all the time.
He's on a record here, Devon Smith. 38 from 16. The fastest one-day 2020 50. Sanat Jayasuriya, 23 deliveries. Devon Smith is 38 from 16. There's that fine leg again. He's in business down there.
Well, I'm at a loss, Bumble.
Yorkers, mate.
Yorkers,
get it
isn't
full.
Well,
Yeah.
and a little bit of
Get it
change of
full.
pace. I know it's easy for me. I know the viewers are saying, well, you never bowled an angle. I know that, but I'm very unusual. I'm very critical of an England side. But what I'm seeing now is too predictable. Got to try something a little bit different.
Good pace from Stuart Broad, 85 miles an hour. It's a real challenge to the bowlers, and especially younger bowlers. You know that in 2020 a batsman's going to come at you. And there's the length that England have been bowling. But just look at the number of balls that are very, very straight and leg side. Balls that have been worked away down the leg side. There's not too many deliveries there, in fact 2, in that full length zone. They're ideal, these pitch maps, for analysing where everybody is, where they've been bowling. Back of a length again, fine leg comes into play again. Dimitri Mascarenhas, it'll be a leg bye. 7 overs have been bowled, it's 74 for 1. Lots of wickets in the hutch. Well, it's a fun day, it's fun cricket, but deadly serious for these guys. There's some hitters there. Samuels, Morton, Bravo, Smith, Ramdin, Sammy. Good to see him back in the side. Is that Chris Gale still with his pads on? Is he coming in again?
They haven't played many of these games. Maybe he thinks he's come back in again.
Chris, you're out, lad. Take your pads off.
They haven't played many games. It's only their second. They're playing it as if it's their 102nd. They played really smart cricket, the West Indies. All credit to them. Caused a lot of problems for the England bowlers. And Second trot there. Might have been close to the direct hit.
Threatening to come back for two, but just settling for that single down to Anderson.
Well, the Yardi's done really well. Really, really well, bowling the sixth over. So bowling in the fielding restrictions. A really good over and carrying that on, causing problems. Not getting away now. They're not scoring so freely. He's played a bit of one-day international cricket for England in the last year or so, so he'll be feeling under a little bit of pressure as well. Got omitted from the World Cup squad. Desperate to get back in.
Careful with that 67 miles an hour and width. You're lucky to get away with it. It only needs a little nudge on this and it races away for four again. Spinners here, what we've seen at the Oval in domestic cricket, take the pace off, ball it slowly. Comes off gloves, I think. Jonathan Trott chases the ball down. Bad running West Indies. You've missed one. You've missed a run.
Ian Bell not playing, a bit of an injury today.
Took him off, missed them, got through for two. 8 overs, 81 for one. 81 for one, 8 overs. West Indies going really well, winning the toss and batting first. There's Ian Bell, he can't get a game with anybody. Well, he's injured in this match. Couldn't get a do for Warwickshire, could he? Dimitri Mascarenhas. Nearly man, he's nearly played for England previously and he gets a go here. No Ravi Bopara, he's injured. Andrew Flintoff also injured. What an opportunity. They've talked about him, haven't they, for years?
Yeah, and good luck to him. There'll be a lot of cricketers who have played against Dimitri Mascarenhas over the years that will be wishing him really well now. Popular member of county cricket.
Holds a record, Mascarenhas. I'm going to tell you what it is. Coming back for two. Poor fielding, Jimmy Anderson. Dimitri Mascarenhas holds a record in domestic 2020, most maidens. He's bowled 4 since it started, 2020.
Don't see too many of those.
Smeared into the leg side, but boundaries are well protected now. England need a wicket. This partnership is 71 from 40 deliveries.
West Indies got 198 for 1 against the PCA Masters, Bumble. We're doing all right now. We're holding our own, aren't we, compared to that game? Eh? You're taking the mickey early on. What about that now? 84 of just 82, 8.2 rather.
Has-beens and never will be's playing in that. Smashed high. Get away with this, I think. Yes, he will. They'll come back for 2. Did you have to play against Fidel Edwards as well?
I knew you were going to mention that.
He'd be too quick for you now.
I don't think he likes my commentary because he did all but break my finger. So and that doesn't take a lot, mine, but yeah.
He's fast.
He is fast. Oh yeah, far too fast. I dropped myself down the order as well, Bumble. Batted at 4 because I thought he might open the bowling, but he didn't. He came on when I came in.
He's waiting for you.
Yeah.
Why has he never played before then? If he's nearly played Mascarenhas, is it just because of opportunities and other people have got in and stayed in? He has been talked about for years.
Well, he has, and I suppose if Flintoff was fit and Bopara was fit, would he be playing today? I mean, there'd be some debate about that, but he's That's why I think it's such a good selection today and now for this particular series coming up. They're not fit, Papara, Flintoff, not fit. So let's have a good look at him. Let's see if he is going to be good enough. Let's give him that opportunity.
Slow delivery, good length. Good start from Mascarenhas. It's 88 for 1. Let's join the award in the dugout.
Thanks very much indeed, Bumble. I've got Dwayne Bravo alongside me. Now, tell me about your injury, because you can bat but not bowl, is that right?
Yeah, it's a problem I've been getting for the past year and a half with my ankle where bowling is concerned, but I'm fine to bat, I'm fine to run around in the field. If I added my way, I would have loved to bowl, but was advised by the physiotherapist and stuff to take a break from the bowling.
But don't worry about the bowling in 2020. This is a batsman's game. Looks like a good pitch as well.
Yeah, it's a very good deck, I must say. We talked about it last time. You know, so long as we won the toss, we're going to have a hit first and put a good score on the board and put England under pressure. As you can see, we're off a very good start, and I hope the guys continue and carry on.
Do you like this 2020 stuff?
Yeah, it's a very good game. I think it's very exciting, and it brings a lot of people out. It's fast-paced and very, very nice to see a lot of fans come out and watch also a lot of kids. So it's getting people back involved in cricket.
Well, good luck. We look forward to seeing you out there with a bat in your hand. Thanks for talking to us.
Cheers.
Back upstairs.
Another boundary. 13 fours and 2 sixes. West Indies are going really well. Crowd will be happy. They've had nothing to cheer about in the Test series. But they're going well in this game here.
It's fairly raced away. Look at that. I mean, that's the other thing to bear in mind here when when West Indies are setting a target. This outfield is like lightning. You're getting full value for your shots. Here we go again, just finding the gap. This one won't go for 4. Good running.
Here's that Chanderpaul again. England will be fed up of watching him bat. He's moved on to 40 in no time. Again, 40 in 23 deliveries, 6 fours. Smith is 46 from 26, so he's not got that record.
Doing really well, Michael Yardy. Mixing it up nicely. There's the fuller, straighter one. Good fielding. Always Shah out there in the deep. That's an area that England will want to keep improving on and will want to feel they can beat the West Indies in that department. Not only in 2020, but the one-day internationals that are coming up.
Leg side again, and they will push for 2, put the fielder under pressure. They're coming back. Fielder's down. 10 overs have been bowled halfway there. It's 97 for 1. Halfway in this 20-over-a-side game for the West Indies. 97 for 1. Change upstairs in our commentary box. Jimmy Adams and Nasser Hussain.
Thanks, David. 97 for 1 after 10 overs. Looks a good pitch. West Indies on their way to a big score, showing all their talents. Hoiked away in the deep, there is a man under it, and Alistair Cook takes the catch. Dimitri Mascarenhas has his first wicket in international cricket.
Well, he's a happy man. Mascarenhas had Chanderpaul looking to pull it in front of square, and he did not get enough distance on it. Chanderpaul didn't time it, probably hit the bottom of the bat, and Alistair Cook, a fantastic catch, diving forward, and he's a happy man, Mascarenhas. So Chanderpaul has to go for fantastic 41 of just 26 deliveries. The West Indies 97 for 2.
Well, one thing that Paul Collingwood has learnt quickly as England captain, take pace off the ball. All the faster men have gone round the park. Dimitri Mascarenhas just 60, 70 miles an hour, taking pace off the ball, slower balls. Cook takes a good catch. Talented Marlon Samuels comes to the crease. Look at that strike rate, it's up. This is good stuff from Mascarenhas. Collingwood, I believe himself, should have a bowl stump to stump. don't want pace. Take pace off it completely. Spin, toss it up, and medium dobbers, stump to stump. It's good bowling.
I think the point should also be made that variation is the key as well, Nas. Yes, Mascarena's not as quick. He does take the pace off it naturally, but he has subtle variations as well. Different slower balls at different paces, and I do think it's easier on a wicket like this if you're bowling at a consistent pace. And it is this subtle change of pace that people like himself, people like his captain, Collingwood, possess that could cause problems or more problems for batsmen on this surface.
Samuel's on strike. Away.
Chandrapal having a blow.
Not used to running that much.
I don't think he ran as much in some of his bigger test innings as he's done scoring 40 runs here today. But it's been a good innings from Chandrapal.
Should be two, possibly leg byes. It's good work. Hartley not bothering to call for the third umpire. The throw was just that fraction wide.
Well, this is good aggressive running from Smith and Samuels, and it brings up the 50 for Devon Smith. Fully outstretched, he's very quick between the wickets, and well played Devon Smith, 51 of just 30 deliveries.
Back in his crease, he's gone over mid-on. That's the short boundary. It's gone all the way for six. Third six for Devon Smith.
Well, he's getting a lot of support from his dugout, Devon Smith. He's given